Welcome back to Man v Film. After watching the wonderful Toxic Avenger, I decided to put on the sequels I picked up, Toxic Avenger 2 and 3, and wow, what a drop off. I loved the first one. It gave me everything I wanted. It was a little bit gritty, a little bit rough around the edges, had some little bits of humour in it, but was most genuinely a fun endeavour, adventure, superhero-ish kind of movie. We are thrown into part 2 as Melvin is going for to try and find his father, which takes him to China, Japan, and it's just abysmal. It's a fish out of water, a mutant fish out of water, and it just feels forced comedy. The best parts about part 2 are when they show you clips from the first movie. That's not a good thing, really. I mean, I was really surprised by how much of a drop-off I had in this one. I didn't enjoy the second one at all. I felt it was grating. The scenes went on way too long. Like the opening scene with the blind school in Melvin and the attack on there just seemed to go on forever. It was a long movie, over an hour and 50 minutes, and it felt like 3 hours long. The first one was just 80 something minutes and it zipped by, and this felt as if it had no real purpose. It was more caught up in the kind of stardom of Toxie and just beat us over the head with that consistently. And I really wasn't a fan of Toxic Avenger 2, and it was a struggle to start Toxic Avenger 3 because I knew they kind of filmed these movies back to back, and I was going to have to watch it because I'd bought it. Now, in this one we have a little bit of reused footage from the second one, which feels glaring and kind of over the top. We have a malicious bad guy who is over the top and chewing on the scenery and pretty much the devil in disguise. And we have Toxic Avenger having to once again step up to the mark and rid Tromaville of this evil once and for all. And this one fared a little bit better with me. I don't know if it was because my expectations were already in the toxic waste dump, or whether I was expecting just to be boring and dull like the second one. Taking us back to Tromaville, thank goodness, was the great choice. Having all those wonderful characters was great. This does take a side story of Toxic Avenger becoming a bureaucracy agent for the bad guys, and that's probably a chunk of the movie that I could have done without. Later on, when the devil actually makes his appearance and the Toxic Avenger has to beat his 5 challenges, it becomes really quite fun and entertaining, and I really liked those parts of the movie. It actually won me over a lot more than I thought it was going to. It does feel as if it's cheapened down since the first one, and where the first one was a lot more grittier, this one feels a lot more tongue-in-cheek, has a lot more T&A for people that are interested in that, and feels a little bit more exploitative rather than just grimy and dirty in a kind of interesting fashion. You know, the first one had that curiosity and the entertainment factor that seems to be lost here in form of nudity and cheap gags, and neither of them really fit within this world or fit that well that makes it a compelling viewing experience. I liked 3 more than 2. Should I check out 4? I don't have it. Should I go out of my way and get it to see what it's like? Bearing in mind that I've only really loved the first one, hated the second one, and could tolerate the third, let me know in the comment box below. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.